Hello students, already in the previous video we have come across the different types of tissue systems, and today we are going to see the internal structure of dicot root and monocot root. Dicot, what do you mean by dicot? A plant whose seeds contain two cotyledons are called dicot. So dicot, a plant whose seed contains two cotyledons, that is called dicot. Example, peas. So this is an example for dicot. And the next one is monocot. So monocot, a plant whose seed contains single cotyledon, that is called as monocot. A plant whose seed contains single cotyledon, that is called as monocot. Example, rice. It's an example for monocot. Now coming to the internal structure of dicot root. The internal structure of dicot root. Have you seen the dicot root? So see here, this is a dicot root. So it contains a long tap root. So dicot root, it contains a long tap root. At the same time, when you are taking the monocot, so monocot, example the grass, and here there are fibrous roots. So the difference is when you are taking the dicot, there is a long tap root, and in the monocot there is fibrous roots. So first coming to dicot root. When you are taking the internal structure of this dicot root, the outermost layer, that is called as epiblemma. The outermost layer, that is called as epiblemma. So this is epiblemma, and this epiblemma, it is also called as rhizodermis or piliferous layer. Here there is no cuticle or stomata. In the epiblemma there is no cuticle or stomata, and this epiblemma, it projects out to form the root hair. It projects out to form the root hairs. So this is the root hair. And this is epiblemma. And this epiblemma, it is followed by the next part called cortex. So cortex, it contains parenchyma cells with intercellular space. So cortex, it is made up of parenchyma cells with intercellular space. So the second one is cortex. It contains parenchyma cells with intercellular space, and it stores the food materials. Now the innermost layer of the cortex, that is called endodermis. So the innermost layer of the cell, that is called endodermis. Now the endodermis, it is barrel-shaped cells. Endodermis of barrel-shaped cells. Barrel-shaped cells. So barrel-shaped, it's like this. Barrel-shaped cells. And it consists of thick band-like structure called as Casparian strips. It contains thick band-like structure called as Casparian strips, which is made up of zuberin. So see here, this is endodermis, which is formed of barrel-shaped cells. The cells, they are barrel-shaped, and it contains thick band-like structure or thick band-like thickenings called Casparian strips. These Casparian strips, they are made of zuberin. These Casparian strips, they are made of zuberin, and they are impermeable to water. And here there are few passage cells. This passage cells, this is endodermis. There are few passage cells, and this passage water from cortex to the xylem. And the next one is stele. So stele, the inner part of the endodermis, that is stele. It consists of pericycle, vascular bundle and pith. So when you are taking this pericycle, inner to the endodermis, there is a single layer of cells that is called as pericycle. So inner to the endodermis, there is a single layer of cells called as pericycle, and this pericycle is the site for the origin of lateral roots. It's the site for the origin of lateral roots. So lateral roots, they originate from pericycle. And the next one is vascular bundle. Vascular bundle. So vascular bundle, we know that the vascular bundle, it is formed of xylem and phloem. So here when you are taking the vascular bundle, it is formed of radii. Exarch and tetrarch. So vascular bundle, it is radii, exarch and tetrarch. So radii means the xylem and the phloem, they lie in different radii alternating with each other. Exarch, in exarch, the protoxylem, it will face towards the periphery, and the metaxylem, it will be facing towards the center. So protoxylem, they are facing towards the periphery, and metaxylem, they are facing towards the center. So that is called exarch. See in this picture, the protoxylem, this is the protoxylem, the small one, the protoxylem, it is facing towards the periphery, and the metaxylem, the large one, it is facing towards the center. The protoxylem, it is facing towards the periphery, and metaxylem facing towards the center. That is called exarch. It is said to be exarch. So exarch means the protoxylem facing towards the periphery and metaxylem facing towards the center. And the next one, tetrarch. So tetrarch means here this xylem, there are 4 bands of xylem. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 bands of xylem and there are 4 bands of phloem. So that is said to be tetrarch. So when you are taking this vascular bundle, it is said to be radii, exarch and tetrarch. And the last one is pith. So when you are taking this dicot root, the pith is absent. If at all present, it is seen in the end root. So see again, the outermost layer, that is the piliferous layer, or we can say it as epiblemma or rhizodermis. Here there is no cuticle or stomata. The root hairs, they are arising from the piliferous layer, which is which helps in absorption of water. It is followed by the next layer called as cortex, which is made up of parenchyma cells with intercellular space. The innermost layer of the cortex, that is the endodermis, which is barrel-shaped cells and contains thick band-like structures called as Casparian strips. To the endodermis, there is pericycle. So from the pericycle, the lateral roots originate, and inner to pericycle there is vascular bundle, which is radii, exarch and tetrarch, and the pith is absent. If at all present, it is seen in the end root. Between the dicot root and monocot root is only this vascular bundle and pith. Other than that, it is more or less the same. So here also see the outermost layer is piliferous layer, from which arise the root hairs. Then inner to the piliferous layer there is cortex. The inner layer of this cortex is endodermis. There is a thick band-like structure called as Casparian strips, which is made up of zuberine, and the inner one is pericycle. From the pericycle, the lateral roots originate. Now coming to the next one, vascular bundle. This vascular bundle, it is different from that of dicot root. So see here, there are more than 6 bands of xylem. There are more than 6 bands of xylem and phloem. So it is said to be polyarch. So in dicot we have seen it is tetrarch. In monocot it is polyarch because there are more than 6 bands of xylem and phloem. Other than that, it is a radii as well as it is exarch. Then here the another difference, the pith, it is clearly seen. It is formed of parenchyma cells. So there is a pith which is made up of parenchyma cells with intercellular space and shows the food material. So the main difference between now see the dicot root and monocot root. So here see the difference. This vascular bundle, there is tetrarch. See in monocot root, the vascular bundle, it is polyarch. So here there is more than 6 bands of xylem and phloem. So polyarch, and here there are 4 bands of xylem and phloem. So that is tetrarch. Here pith is absent and here there is a clear pith. I hope you have understood, and here you can draw this dicot root and monocot root as homework.